DD214 Network Podcast is for entertainment purposes only. It contains adult language and humor rooted in veteran culture, intended for mature audiences. The content is comedic in nature, with a unique blend of humor reflecting the experiences of veterans. Viewer discretion is advised. The content presented in this podcast may include material subject to copyright protection. In accordance with Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, the use of copyrighted material is for purposes such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research. The determination of fair use is made on a case-by-case basis, taking into account factors outlined in Section 107. This material is used to enrich and enhance discussions within the spirit of fair use. The inclusion of such material does not imply endorsement by the DD214 Network Podcast or Clean Sanchez Media. All copyrights and trademarks remain the property of their respective owners. You are no longer alone now because we have you.
Welcome to the first episode of DD214 Networks Presents, and we have our very first guest on this series that we are doing to deep dive into some heroes, all the heroes, as many as we can get into. And the first one we have here is our friend Krazy Ace TV. How's it going, my friend?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Welcome back.
Appreciate it.
So always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely. It's definitely a pleasure, especially knowing what time it is for you over there.
Yeah, it's 5:24 a.m. I'm in the future right now. It's Tuesday,
Yeah. Tuesday. We're recording on a Monday, so you are in the future. You are officially that far ahead of us.
We're talking to a time traveler right now.
So
it's okay.
Crazy.
I always joke around, and you remember the James Bond movie Tomorrow Never Dies?
Yeah.
Yes.
I always say, like, yeah, I'm over here giving you yesterday's news today. So,
He finds it out before we do.
There it is.
So
Love it.
So I was talking to the guys before you came in, and I was looking over our guest form, and I noticed something. You got a North Carolina area code.
I sure do.
Was that early Army career? Grow up in this area, or
when did I get it? When did I get to brag? I got it in 06. So I initially had a Chicago number for like the longest time, a 773 area code.
That's where you came up, right?
Yeah,
that's where I listed out of. It was in Chicago, and then I deployed. At the time, my ex-wife had rang up like a $10,000 bill or something like that. Like, I don't even, or it was $1,000. It wasn't 10. It was like $1,000 bill, whatever the case might be. And back then cell phone bills were like ridiculous. They were, because we're talking about early 2000s.
That was
so
the unlimited calls after
unlimited,
like 9 p.m. and all that shit.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah. So
hey, call me. Call me after 9. My minutes are about to run out.
Right. Yeah. Or you get free incoming calls. So you be like, hey, call me.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. It was depending on your carrier, you got free incoming calls no matter the time of day. But then all calls after like 7 or 9. Well, it was 9 at first, and then they switched it to 7. But any call after 9, that's when it became.
So I remember, like, man, plenty of times it was like 9 o'clock when I was really like calling people, So, and then anyways, let me go back. Let me finish the story before I get sidetracked.
Rabbit trail.
Yeah, and so then at that point, and I was like, okay, cool. And then we started like when they got to Korea after I was at Bragg, and then we had separated or whatever. And so when I moved to Washington, that's when I changed carriers. Or I I changed carriers before I went to Korea because we finally went to T-Maybe, and then I split the phone bill or whatever, and then that's when we got the 910 area code. So I've had it ever since.
So I just want to being a tech person, I just want to comment on the T-Maybe part. because that is so true for that time frame with T-Mobile.
Oh yeah.
Like
Now compared to then, oh my
you
gosh.
might have had service, you might not have had service, but they were going to tell you that no matter where you were at, you were going to have service just to get you on the platform.
Yeah, well, I mean, even by military bases, you already know how to like service was spotty already on the bases, especially the training areas.
Oh my
It didn't
god.
matter what carrier you had, whether it was any of
Yeah.
the big three at the time, which was AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, or no, that would have been back when it was Alltel.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Alltel.
That's a
It was
blasphemy pass.
Alltel.
What was
Because
there was
Alltel
the other one? It was
converted to
voice something.
singular.
Well, no, it was more than that. Yeah, so you have Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, and that's what I had back at the time.
There was
Sprint.
also
And then
Boost.
T-Mobile had just started. Boost, US Cellular. I think I already said it. And there was one more because this is Verizon bought them out.
Sprint.
No, it was voice.
T-Mobile
something.
bought out Sprint.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. What was it?
It was because I know Sprint bought out Nextel. AT&T bought out Singular, and then
Singular was
Verizon.
another one.
Singular Mobile. Yeah, that's right.
I don't remember who Verizon bought out.
It was like voice something, and because I remember in Chicago, it was a big one aside from US Cellular, and then Verizon bought them out.
Track phone, Visible.
Freddie, you're gonna get in
So
trouble.
Visible's a newer service.
Okay.
You're looking at some newer stuff there, John. But no, I noticed because being in North Carolina native, growing up in the Fort Bragg area, I saw the area code and I was like, this guy's 100%. He either you were stationed at Bragg or for whatever reason at some point you just decided I'm going to go with a North Carolina area code because that's going to be the farthest away from anywhere I'm at. Awesome.
OPSEC, baby. OPSEC.
Yeah, that Joe has a problem with breaking OPSEC the last couple times.
No.
I'm fucking
That wasn't
with you.
me. That wasn't Jay saying I was breaking OPSEC, because the thing is, for the longest time, I used to run an upstate New York area code for OPSEC. Like when I was even though I grew up in North Carolina, I was running an 845 New York area code.
I
didn't want my area code associated with where I actually grew up and lived at.
I live in Kansas City. I don't have an 816 number. I've got a 520 number still maintained from Tucson. And I was like, I haven't lived in Tucson for over 15 years. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, it's also, is it just me, or it's just becoming more of a pain in the dick to change your number?
We
So why? Because then you gotta get everybody else's number ported over to your phone, and then you gotta let everybody else that you ported the number over to know your new number. And I'm good.
And then with multi-factor authentication and all these things, the 2-factor and all that shit, you got to fucking update all that.
Fuck all that. Yeah, you guys already know what my answer is on that.
You kept trying to say something there.
Voice stream, by the way. Voice stream was the other one.
Voice stream. Okay. I
was
remember
voice something
now.
And I couldn't remember.
I was the last kid on the block. I was the last kid on the block to get a cell phone. I got my first actual cell phone with the same number I have right now. Different phone, obviously, but 2007. 2007. I held out until 2007.
Damn.
My first phone was a prepaid phone.
Always been Verizon.
Yeah.
Was a prepaid, and it was Virgin Mobile. It was Virgin Mobile, and it was a flip phone. If anybody remembers Virgin.
Mine was a flip phone too, and I was able to download a couple of ringtones. Remember how I used to have ringtones and shit?
I think I used half of my month's balance to download 3 fucking ringtones.
I know.
And then my mom fucking whooped the living dog shit out of
Jesus
me when I said, "Hey, I need to go ahead and just top up for the fucking month."
Damn,
2 days into the month.
that's real funny too, because we had an issue where I was from in northern New Jersey where we ran out of phone numbers and they had to create a whole new area code to accommodate.
in different area codes.
It was so crazy. So we had like 551-201. I've been 732 for like the last 15 years now, but you know.
That's what happened with in Arizona when my parents moved to Arizona. Tucson and Phoenix still shared an area code. It was 602. And then at some point in my childhood, they split and it was 602 and 520. And Tucson has forever maintained the 520 area code, but now Phoenix has like 6 other ones.
Well, I mean,
Like-
North Carolina for the longest time was 910 and 919. That was the area codes.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's 910, 919, 336, 980.
Population is a booming.
Like 265 is a new area code that just popped up in fucking North Carolina. Like,
you got to do what you got to do. Got to do what you got to do.
So,
how are you liking Korea so far? How you've been there for a few months. Tell us like how is it? Have you been there before?
Oh, this is my 3rd time here, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Ace.
I'm a Korea OG at this point, man. I'm like, I'm a Korea expert. Dude, as a matter of fact, everyone I know that either has soldiers coming here or they're coming here, like I get a message, I get a phone call, like,
as you should.
Man, what do my guys got to do? It's his first time coming to Korea. You know, also I was like, all right, well, where is he going? What is he trying to do? You know, so
But you was write a book of like TTPs for everybody.
Yeah.
Like coming in.
So I thought about doing like a video, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you got orders to Korea. Here's what you do. Especially now there's like new systems, like how to get orders. You know, back in the day, everything was through your S1, MPD. You get your orders and call it a wrap. Now we do everything online, you know, cloud-based.
To expedite the process.
So like we get so now we have a new system called Ipse or whatever, and just like I like what they're doing because it makes things more transparent as far as the process goes. And we know it's gonna take, like anything the military introduces, it takes a few years before it starts like ironing out. You know,
we all know that story, dude.
I think most of us were in when the new SOERs came out, and that took like 3-4 years to like iron out, you know.
Dude,
Jay doesn't know this.
M16 to M4.
Yeah,
how long did
BDUs the fucking ACUs? We're gonna talk about that for a second.
BDUs the ACUs. Hold on, let me finish real quick. So so this is my 3rd time. 2nd time here at Camp Humphreys. I brought my wife again, so I'm here for a 2-year tour. The first time I was here was in 2011, and then I came back 7 years later, 2018 to 20. Went back to the US to be an OCT.
You like that? How was it?
I loved being an OCT. Is probably like, especially where I was at Camp Atterbury, Indiana.
Yep.
Dude, that's like one of the Army's best kept secrets. 100%.
Oh yeah. That's where I got my where I got my RFI. My first deployment was we drove in a bus overnight from Fort Leonard Wood to Camp Atterbury. Freaking got our RFI and did a turn and burn and fucking drove back to Fort Leonard Wood before my first deployment. That's like Atterbury's nice. Atterbury's nice.
I love that place. Actually, and dude, me living in Greenwood was probably 10 times better than living in Crystal Lake, Illinois when I was doing recruiting.
You lived in a place called Crystal Lake?
I sure did.
That's fucking dope. That's fucking dope.
Please tell me around Halloween when you lived there and you were recruiting, you would just show up to the recruiting office in a fucking hockey mask.
I thought about it, but I'm good, man. There's already like, look, I'm not gonna lie, like I made sure I did stuff so like I can be okay and get to work and go home, no problem. Like, no, I was just, you know what I'm saying, the environment was different. Like in Crystal Lake, it was all jokes aside, like it was white suburbia, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you're not white.
Yeah, I mean,
you're not white.
Hello. I could probably talk white and get away with acting white.
I did
not
fit in.
But then as soon as you leave the area, because it was a good area, like the medium income was like 150 inside Crystal Lake itself. But then the moment you left, you had all the other areas where like, you know, it dropped down to like 80, 70, you know what I mean? So it was really weird, to be honest with you. Kind of remind me of Chicago. Like you got Chicago all nice and shit, and as soon as you leave Chicago, it's like, all right, hey.
A fucking hellscape, yeah.
yeah. But you know, circle back real quick. Like I said, like I love Korea. I love the food, I love the culture, I love traveling, I love the people. Soju. dude, I have like 8 bottles of soju in my fridge right now, and I
love
haven't
Korea
even
too.
touched them. I haven't even well, because we bought them because we were doing a barbecue with friends or whatever, and then like only like 100 people drank, so you know,
There was more
they're just
soju for you.
yeah, they're just there. I haven't even really drank like in the last like month and a half because like I kind of hurt my back, and you know
shit.
you hit 40 and like everything freaking just decides to freaking start walking out on you.
Alcohol does not help the healing process. You know,
Yeah,
it might numb the pain, but it does not help you heal.
Like, in the great
word, I gotta look the part. So I've been trying to like cut back on like alcohol and this thing. You know what I'm saying?
We've been having the same discussion on our show the last like couple months. So
I can't be looking like a fat ass first horn out in front of the formation or whatever.
Goddamn right.
You don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, you can't counsel that fucking specialist that's been a specialist for 12 years because he's fat if you're fat yourself. So
yeah. So
you were talking.
I'm already a bit heavy set, so it's all good though.
Yeah,
but I love it here.
Yeah, you were talking about like some of the foods there. Are there any specific restaurants that you're repeatedly going to, or anywhere that
Korean
your
fried chicken, bro? That's the real KFC.
Korean
for me,
fried
bro.
chicken is fucking amazing.
That's the real KFC is Korean fried chicken.
No shit.
Yes.
Can you taste the difference? Like what makes it so good?
It's just the way they make the chicken, and then depending on what restaurant you go to, like anything like soy garlic or spicy soy garlic is amazing.
Mm-hmm. As breading, as breading.
It's like a light sauce, light glaze, or whatever the case might be. Okay. I don't like my chicken like smothered, but it's just a light glaze. It's just so good. Even there's a restaurant here, BBQ, and so they just have like this chipotle barbecue powder thing, and it's just I don't know why chicken just tastes different. Like when I was in the States this last time, I'm telling you, I felt like nothing compared. Like, man, I want some Korean fried chicken. I was like, oh my gosh. And we found some when we go to Chicago, but I won't find that shit in Greenwood, Indiana.
Yeah.
So I've gotten lucky. Like my area here lately, we've had a lot of Korean restaurants open up. And I did, 2 years in Korea myself when I was in. And it's just been amazing. Like I've been taking my wife to these places and like, this is the stuff you missed. Like this is real good food. And she's just amazed with it. And then she also gets annoyed because of how much I have to pay for freaking soju stateside because it's fucking,
that one bottle probably cost you $20. Bet you
45.
I believe
I never paid 45. I normally paid like $19.99, $25.
But again, I live in North Carolina where it is a state-controlled liquor fucking shit.
Yeah, true.
He pays for it.
Yeah, but bulgogi. I mean, I love bulgogi, bibimbap. You gotta love Korean barbecue as well.
Korean barbecue's amazing.
Growing up, you never think that you can just eat plain meat without it being seasoned, and you just put that thing on the grill, and you just this thing, and there's just something about it. You're just like, oh heaven,
Hot pot.
Yeah, hot pot, shabu shabu, freaking. I know in some other places you get in the States easy, but plus it's cheaper out here.
She finds it so funny because like we go to the new Korean place that opened up. I love their bibimbap that they do. And she just finds it funny because like the first 45 minutes of after it hits the table, I'm just using them chopsticks to keep it from sticking to the side of the stone bowl.
Oh,
I know.
And she's like, you're getting the whole ass arm workout over here. And she's eating her food just like it's nothing. And it's like, yeah, you need to get the real stuff.
Like, I'll give you guys a price comparison. So, like in Chicago, if I was to go to a Korean restaurant or just like in the suburbs, even in Greenwood too, I would probably send for just me and my wife, no alcohol. I'm probably spending like $75-$80 just the two of us. If I add alcohol, like grabbing a beer or something or any extras, like my wife wanted like soup with her stuff too.
You're dropping a bill.
Yeah, like a chige or something. I'm easily like 110, 120. Here,
well, because you got to factor in tip at that point.
And they automatically tip in the States. You already know that too. So here we are, like 140, 150. Here, one, this is a no tipping culture. Two,
that would be weird.
Me and my wife, like $35 at the most, 40.
So, that would be weird for me to not tip.
Can we talk about the no tipping culture real quick? Because I'm super curious about that. Because I'm not a tipper. only for very certain things. So I feel like this would work perfect for me.
I'm gonna smack
Yeah,
you.
it's just part of the so the way I understand it, the way we explain is that unlike in the States, their wage is calculated with tips in it already.
Hmm.
And so there's just no tipping culture. If you try to give a tip, they might accept it. If you go to restaurants and stuff that are closer to the base, then yeah, they're gonna expect a tip, right? Because any base is always more Americanized
Yeah.
overseas, or
Yeah.
even so it is what it is. So you can get away without tipping them, right? Okay, whatever the case might be. But like if you go to other places or whatnot, you just pay the bill and that's it. I'm like, okay, holla, thank you so much.
So,
감사합니다.
so really the big difference, John, is that like here in the States, your servers, your waiters, your bartenders,
Yeah.
they're making below minimum wage because it's, you've got your server wage plus tips. Overseas, in a lot of countries, including Korea, they have their minimum wage and that's it. There's no, like, if you're
Yeah,
a
so
waiter or a
everything.
waitress or a server in a restaurant, you're making less than Joe Blow working at the grocery store.
Yeah,
That's
but
interesting. So it's
yeah,
one
so
shot
here the
bill.
medical and then their tips are included in their wage or whatever. I mean, in most restaurants, it's just the way it's included because of the way just the wage works here in Korea, whatever the case might be. I have to like find it specifically.
Well, they've come a long
That
way.
was like what I remember from the brief that the in brief that they gave us.
South Korea has come a long fucking way since
Bro, in
the
50 years, they're like
yeah.
a top
I
10
was just gonna say like
economic power.
the mid to late 80s, they were still functionally like not a democracy. You know what I mean? Like they got the Olympics in 1988 in Seoul, and it seems like after the Seoul Olympics, they've slowly but surely like cultured an environment in their country and become like Krazy said, a fucking powerhouse. They're an economic powerhouse now.
I wish I had the intro slides for like the in brief we get, when we come to Korea. But yeah, like right now they're yeah, like compared to GDP wise, they're like a top 10 or like top 15 country.
They're
It is crazy. Yeah, they're at 1.8 trillion right now GDP for after 2020.
And for a country that size, that's massive. That's
yeah,
massive.
and only 30% of the country is even usable.
Like
it's Korea's mainly mountain. So 70% of the country they can't even use. So imagine like
they're
where all these cities are and all the populations or whatever.
They're pulling that economic weight. Like, yeah.
I mean, I honestly, the one place I definitely miss the most from my time in is Korea. Like just the culture, everything that like that, that or Japan.
Yeah, I'm planning on visiting Japan.
So have you been there yet? Have you traveled?
I've never been to Japan yet. So
did you ever do like have you done Thailand or like have you traveled from Korea? Any of the other
I've done the Philippines. That's just because my wife's Filipino and my wife's family lives in the Philippines.
That's awesome.
I
love the Philippines, man. Philippines to me reminds me of like when I grew up.
My grandpa fought there. My grandpa fought there in World War II. So I'm always curious when I hear people.
Philippines has come a long way too. It's not there yet. I think the country itself it's on an upward trend. When they get there though, that's on the country itself. I mean, any country you kind of see like that you strongly invested in, like like me and my wife, being from the Philippines or whatever, you kind of pay attention to stuff more. And so, I mean, they're plagued with like just as much as anything else us in the U.S. politics, all this other stuff. Who's doing what, etc. I mean,
corruption,
who's running
crime.
your country matters. I'll just leave it like that. I don't want to get into anything, but I'll just say, you know what I mean? Like it's just the truth, and they're on an upward trend though. I'm really liking seeing where the Philippines are, and I can see them like another like 10 years. I think
I could see that
and
too.
then they'll be like a good economic stake if they focus on the right areas.
Eastern Asia has made some tremendous strides in the last 3 decades.
It really has.
It would be very short. It would be very short-sighted to say that Eastern Asia as a block is not going to be a powerhouse in the next 20 to 30 years. It would like be, and I'm leaving China completely out of this. Like this is just Eastern Asian,
That's interesting, yeah.
Yeah, like Southeast
Asian,
Asia.
yeah, Southeast Asia, even Eastern, like with Japan and freaking countries that are not named China and North Korea, they're on the come up, and it's happening. It's happening. Like there's not really much. Nobody's going to stop it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
as it should, though. I mean, at the end of the day, we have to.
India has over 1 billion people. I mean, they're going to be a powerhouse at some point. They're going to figure it the fuck out. They're going to figure it the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like that's just part of what happens in culture and civilization. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be a powerhouse. And the Philippines, Thailand, Cambodia, motherfucking Vietnam. Holy shit, Vietnam. Vietnam has fucking made tremendous strides. Japan is Japan already, as they are. I mean, if you by not paying attention to Asia, basically, you're leaving a whole lot off the table. You have to pay attention when you're thinking about global politics and global culture. Leaving Asia out is a mistake every time. It's a fucking mistake every time. So I'll shut the fuck up.
So
Never. Go ahead, Scolini.
So I was gonna say, like, I'm very involved in like the Filipino culture, especially in North Carolina. Growing up, I grew up at Fort Bragg, got stationed at Bragg for my first duty station. So and then what I consider an extended family to me, aunt, uncle, cousins, who really were just neighbors, and the husband, my uncle Andy, he was in the Army. Him and my dad served together, and his wife was also Filipino. I definitely, the Filipino culture, even like I've been to the Philippines a few times. And watching over the last 10 years, even how things have progressed, like it's on that upswing, like you were saying.
Yeah, I love it, man. But we do plan to like visit like different countries. So like Japan's probably like number one on the list. And I think we might do a little different. I think we might try to jump on a ferry. You can jump on a ferry from here down south. We'll end up in South Japan and then probably like take a train up north.
Okay.
That way we can go, kind of see some stuff or whatever for like, a week trip or something, and then
Or
come
at least
back.
the train's fast.
I mean, you got 2 years, right?
Yeah, we got 2 years. And then if I do get a
years.
first arm position, I might end up staying longer just so I can get my CD time, KD time, whatever it's called nowadays. Oh my god.
Yeah, get that shit out of the way.
So
I did want to ask. This is your third time there now. Are there any unique challenges or benefits to raising a family while being this far away?
So I would say not having my kids here with me. So I've never had my kids stationed with me anywhere after I got divorced with my ex-wife. So I was with my kids up until 2010, 2011. After that, I've never had my kids with me or whatnot. So being a Geo-Batch, you know what I mean? Like it's hard trying to be involved with your kids, trying to talk with them or whatever. Whenever I get the chance to, I can. And now that they're older and they're teenagers, it's even harder because I mean, teenagers do teenagers things. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, dad, cool. Oh yeah, I'm doing okay. And then like, that's it. Like here I am trying to have a conversation with you, trying to figure out stuff. And they're just like, oh, school's good, dad. And I'm just like, okay. But let it talk about video games or something and Fortnite or something, and they'll talk my ear off. And I'm just like, bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're at that age. That's yeah.
But my kids are awesome. I will say that they're taken care of. They're raised right. I couldn't ask honestly for better kids, man. Like I've never had to worry about drugs. I never had to worry about gangs. I never had to worry about like running away. Like they focus on school, do what they need to do, and my oldest right now just graduated high school last year, this past summer.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, in like June. So I was like, all right, so what are you going to do? He's like, well, I'm going to take the year off. I'm like, all right, bro, you better just take that 1 year off and that's it. But find a job. And then I have another one that's a senior this year, and then one just started freshman year of high school. So,
All right.
but it's rough, and I mean it's weird too because there's times where I can get so caught up and it'd be like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and all of a sudden I'll be like, oh snap, when was the last time I talked to the kids? You know what I mean? And that's not on purpose, you know. It's just
No, that's the
sometimes
Army.
you just go,
That's the Army.
go, yeah, and then there's times where I gotta go slow down and be like, hey, you know, I even take the time now to like even reach out to some of my friends, you know, when I'm talking to my kids, and then be like, hey, what's up? I mean, you guys know, like, the military itself is a brotherhood. So there's people that I've talked to that, like, maybe I ain't talked to, like, in 10 years, 5 years. And I'm like, hey, man, you're in my mind. What's up? How you doing? And he's like, oh, what's up? You know, but you can just pick up the phone and talk to each other that long and act like if you guys just saw each other yesterday, you know? So, I mean, it's just the way it is. So
we are definitely good at that. That is,
yeah.
By the way, I fully expect at some point, somewhere down the line, you and your family to come through Kansas City so that I can treat you to some beer and barbecue.
The moment I know that I'm going to KC, bro, trust me, I am freaking
pretty please with sugar on top.
Ace.
I had look, I've never had KC barbecue until I was TDY real quick for those 48 hours. And I'm telling you, there was a place in St. Joe, like one of the oldest steakhouses. That thing was amazing. And then we ate 2 other barbecue spots that same night just because I knew we weren't gonna be coming back for I don't know when.
Right.
And
you still haven't been back. And you still haven't been back. So you did the right thing.
And that's, you know, Jay saying that's the same, like on my end. Like, if you're coming through North Carolina, you give me a heads up. I'll make sure to have the brisket and the pork shoulder prepped.
He'll make it.
I make it.
He makes it.
I'm not taking you to a restaurant.
He does.
I'm making it for you.
Yeah.
So,
I was trying to get to Bragg or Stewart, but none of one of those places I got selected for. So it was like Korea. So I was like, here I am.
I'm like back. I'm back.
Honestly, I think especially considering how long you've been in at this point, Korea was a very smart move because it's so much easier in a place like Korea to be a big fish in a small pond versus like getting stuck in the hole at like Cavazos or fucking Liberty, you know, literally like
Liberty Bibberty.
Formerly Bragg. Formerly Bragg.
I'm sorry, Master Sergeant, but I've got to say this whole name change thing is bullshit.
It doesn't matter what your rank is at some duty stations. You could be the lowest level private all the way up to the command sergeant major of the whole post. You get lost in a hole. You just get lost.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it's like, and so like a place like Korea is one of those places I've heard where it's not hard to be a big fish in a small pond because it's very insular there. It's only filled with people that are in Korea right then. You know what I mean? So on a long enough timeline, everybody gets to know everybody.
Yeah,
so
I enjoy it here, man. I make the most of it. Anywhere I made it a point, to be honest with you, is just to make the most out of everywhere I go. Right? Like when I got to Germany, I thought it was amazing, but I also was like, oh, I'm ready to leave here. But I made the most of it. Then I got to back then Fort Bragg. I loved it. We deployed a lot, but I was like, whatever, made the most of it. Came to Korea. You know, there's always pros and cons to
how many stripes do you have on your right arm right now? How many stripes?
What's up?
How many stripes do you have on your right
7.
arm? Fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. Like, doesn't surprise me.
Awesome.
Doesn't surprise me. Does not surprise me.
Oh, are we talking about deployment stripes? Deployment stripes, I have 3.
Combat stripes.
Yeah, combat stripe. I just have 3. But I've been overseas most of my career though. So,
but you've been over. Yeah. You have
1 Iraq, 2 Afghanistan.
And you have your overseas ribbon.
I have 5 right now. I'll add 6 here in. Technically, I'm over 30 days. What is it? It's 30 days, or depending on the length of the tour, it's supposed to be like 2/3 of the tour. So I had 6 here at some point, but
you'll have another device to put on your fucking shit. Like,
yeah, dude. You know, I went and I have to buy a new rack now, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's like $90 right now,
bro. I've been looking up.
I have 5 rows.
Dude, I was gonna freaking.
Look at it.
I started looking into making a shadow box.
Gangsta.
I started, you have like people make a shadow box. I started looking into making the shadow box, and I was like,
my wife made
motherfucker, dude. Like,
my wife made a shadow box of me with all my military stuff in there.
So there's only going to be one shadow box. When I retire, the last uniform I wear, dress uniform, that's going to go in the shadow box, with the full like rack.
Yeah.
I'm going to make another shadow back with just all the uniforms. Because at 21 years, I came in with the greens, then had the blues. Now we're pink and greens, which I had that custom made while I was here. That's another good thing. A plus.
I love that uniform. I love that new uniform. Really
and then I'm talking about what? BDUs, DCUs.
Yep.
UCPs, OCPs.
And this is not to mention all the different PT uniforms.
Yep. I came in with the black and gray. As a matter of fact, I think I still have the gray sweats somewhere. Obviously, there's medium now.
Oh, that's right. There were gray sweats back in the day.
Yeah, there was.
Yep.
I forgot. I didn't know.
So when I joined,
black.
When I had joined, they had just switched to the black and gray PTs. But at basic, we had the gray sweats.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have those. And then, the gray sweats. And then now the black and gold, which I saw beforehand because the recruiters had those. That's how recruiters differentiated them, because they had those PT uniforms.
Mm-hmm. Recruiters always got the new shit before everybody else.
I love black and golds. Black socks for life.
I have my gray sweats, but the only reason why I have gray sweats is because when I was in high school, my ROTC unit, that was the PT uniform of the Army at the time. Yeah. When I went to basic, it was the black and grays at that point. Like the transition had finished. So like I have the gray sweats, but I was like 125 pounds soaking wet back then. So like I might be able to fit half of one of my calves into the leg of those things at this point.
Yeah, the only problem with me with the PT uniforms is that I kept on getting fatter and fatter and fatter. So I had to keep on buying more PTs and more PTs. And then I started losing weight, and those bigger PTs weren't fitting me anymore. So it was kind of a disaster.
Oh, I was gonna say, bro, like as long as I known you, you've been a fucking toothpick, bro. So I was like, God damn.
So I hit 240 pounds. I still can't
imagine you like that. I still cannot imagine you like that.
They flagged me from my neck.
Timeout, flag on the play. I need to see fucking photos of this, Jon.
Hang on.
God damn it. Yeah, I'm telling you, I've never
seen photos of this.
Well, it's not that Jon is such a small guy, but it's like we're like Joe, you and me are like six feet tall. So it's like, and he's a little bit shorter than me. And so
we're like 6 feet tall, and I'm like 3 times as wide as you, Jay.
Yeah. And I'm not a small guy either. And I'm not small.
Man. Like, I think the heaviest I've been in the military though has been close to pushing 240, and I'm 5'8", so I can't be 240. You know what I mean? Unless I'm 240 and like going to the gym and working out every day, which I'm not. So,
that's the thing, Ace. Like when I got out, I think the heaviest I was while I was in, and I was in right when CrossFit became a huge thing. So the heaviest I was like 220. And that was me just like busting ass, lifting weights, constantly freaking loading up on creatine and protein and all that crap.
So skinny me is on the left, fat boy me is on the right.
I can see you heavier. Your jawline's more defined, but the jawline, but you still don't look like.
You don't.
How tall are you?
240.
5'9".
Yeah.
So he's only taller than me at 240.
Yeah. They flagged the hell out of me. They were trying to kick me out, and then they were like, "Guess what? We lost your paperwork." And I was like, "Oh, great." But put this away before my wife crucifies me.
But for me now, Ace, it's like I've been out since 2013, and I'm 325 fucking pounds.
We'll get you
I'm the heaviest I've ever been in my. Well, no, I'm still not the heaviest. So before me and my wife met, I was 425.
Fuck no, bro. Fuck
Bro,
no,
that's
bro.
crazy.
And then when we met, I had dropped down to 200. And in the 6 years we've known each other, I've gained 125 pounds of it back.
Jesus, bro. We'll get you there.
So
I'm a little heavier now than I have been traditionally, but while I was in the Army, I typically hovered around 170 to like 180.
Yeah.
And that was the majority of my career. I was a little bit heavier when I got out because I'd been an instructor and I knew I was getting out. So, you know, I never missed like on height and weight. I never had to worry about height and weight because of my height. Because of my height, I never missed it.
Yeah.
Like, I never hit it. I was like, I think the most I ever weighed in the Army was like maybe 190, and it didn't flag me. Like it wasn't
for me, it was I fucked my metabolism all up in high school because in high school I wrestled and I played soccer. So for wrestling season, I'd bulk up to heavyweight. So, you know, I was like 225, 230. During soccer season, I dropped down to about 150.
And then once the season was over, you had to lighten up. And then once soccer season over, had to.
So, you know, I fucked my metabolism all up with that. And now, like, I'm not sure if you've watched any of our recent episodes, but we've been toting, you know, health and fitness and all that shit the last 2 months now, more than 2 months at this point.
Basically,
like beginning of July, going into August. And I've gotten back into the gym. I've lost 25 pounds.
Don't take much, does it?
The last
like much, does it?
So, you know, it's just it's one of those things like I'm not getting any fucking younger. I know Jay's not, John's not, you're definitely not. I mean, we're all, you know, we got to start fucking taking care of ourselves at some point.
Well, the goal ultimately wasn't just to finish our time in the Army. We still have a life to live after the Army.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Still have a life.
I'm at the point too. That's what I'm thinking about now. Like, I wanna make sure, like, cool. I'm in front of soldiers and I'm looking fit. I'm looking the part. But at the end of the day, I want to be able to like, retire and not worry about croaking like a year later just because I'm freaking
fucking thank you.
Retire
too much or just like, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
and I've always struggled with the weight though. For like the last 10 years, I struggled with the weight back and forth, this and that. You know what I'm saying? It helps out that I'm at 26% body. You know what I'm saying? I'm allowed 26% once you hit 40. So I was like, hey.
Like it gives you that little bit of wiggle room in there. So I mean, well, that's like my first ever experience and this was when I was a garrison MP. So right fresh out of fucking MP school in basic, my first ever thing I dealt with was we had a full bird colonel out jogging in the morning and die of a fucking heart attack.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it happens.
Dude, I think we've all had like somebody die of a heart attack from a PT test or something. It happened when I was at Lewis.
He was just running on his fucking own. Me being, because I went in as a spec because of college and fucking all that shit, you know, I'm kind of like the high ranking one showing up to this call that there's this fucking dude just dead on a fucking running track. And I've got a private poking the fucking dead colonel with a fucking stick.
Holy God damn it, dude.
What a day.
It's weird, man.
That sounds like a Monday.
And the thing is, this colonel, you want to know how old the colonel was? And this was a fucking while ago now. But you know what? Want to know how old this colonel was when he fucking passed out, when he died of this heart attack?
Bet he was young
like
as
37.
shit.
34.
40? Yeah, see? So
he was only a fucking year younger than I am now. So it's like, you know, the more I think of it, it's like, shit, I really need to fucking get better.
That's almost 10 years. That's almost 10 years younger than I am now.
No, I'm 36 now. So you've taken a small backseat, a small hiatus from streaming. What's going on with that? You're going to be coming back soon? Is it because of your duties right now?
So initially I would like to say it was just because of the time difference, you know what I'm saying? But
it could be killer.
So I actually was trying to just go and when I was at Atterbury in Indiana, I had a lot more time on my hands. And so like now I can get off work here and still have time to stream, still hang out with family, just not as much, but I'm still I got my associates last August,
Fuck
Fucking
yeah.
and
Fucking A.
then now I'm just continuing on to work on my bachelor's, and so that just eats up, time as well.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I had master leader course,
Nice.
this last summer. So that was 6 weeks. Like we moved here March. I was focused on trying to just prep for master leader course, whatever the case. I streamed on and off. As a matter of fact, you popped in a few streams, John,
Yeah. I really do enjoy your streams. I've always, when I do see them, you're always
You're
so
the-
enthusiastic, and you always have the suicide watch on the bottom as well too. It's either on the top or the bottom, wherever you're feeling.
Yeah, normally
and I always,
scrolling or something like that.
and I always appreciate that you're always engaging with your community. You're always interactive. You have the games that you play too, that you have on screen for your community as well, which is also good. So you're a very interactive content creator, and I love that about you.
So I'm just continuing on. So I had like 6 more classes for my bachelor, so that's what I'm working on now. Hopefully be done by next summer. But I just, at the same time, now that like everything switched, I'll probably go back to streaming, but it won't be as frequent. Maybe like a once a week live stream, but I want to get more probably to just either just recording content, recording gameplay, or even I've been wanting to like actually do like a podcast or whatever the case might be. But then like I lay everything out, and then I'm like, oh, I'm tired. You guys know firsthand, right? Like it just takes a lot of work to do any kind of production, regardless. Whether live production, offline production.
One of the reasons we go live every week, and me and John have discussed this ad nauseum. One of the reasons we go live every week and try to keep ourselves on like somewhat of a short leash if we can, is because there's less. We don't have to fuck with shit. Like it's like press record, press stop record at the end, post the shit out, done. Like there's no filler, there's no going back and having to rewatch an hour or an hour and a half or 2 hours worth of shit. And like try to make little small edits and try to make little small cuts, and maybe this part over here would look better rearranged with this part here, and so we need to do an edit for that. Like we cut out all that middleman for John, because poor John's ass. He's been putting up with me for 4 years, and
I got called out the other day. Someone told me, I've realized you take out the ums out, and I'm like, yes, the fuck I do. I take the ums out.
It's called a crutch word. Crutch word.
I think John following me around my daily life
for every once in a while, but there's times where there's just some people that they're like every, like my crutch word is like. If you guys haven't noticed, when we're talking like this, like that's just my crutch word.
Mine
I'm trying
is
not to say
Yeah.
I
hate I hate it.
See, and that's damn it. Now that we're talking about it, like I'm trying to hyper focus on not saying fuck.
That's your new crutch word, fuck.
Because the thing is, like, for me, I'm in management at my fucking job. And whenever I'm having to present something, I'm always saying and my boss has come to me and been like, bro, you need to stop saying fucking in presentations. Like, I don't care if you have to fucking get a damn teleprompter. Stop saying the word so fucking much.
You should get Elgato got a nice teleprompter now.
Dude, they even came out with a new arm, and they came out with 2 new arms, 2 new profile arms, and so they look badass. A desk one, they have an actual like desk mounted one,
they
like
did
regular
the
stand,
and then they did
desk mount. Yep.
I got the low profile, the old one.
So
I do too, and I want to get a new one so bad because the hinge on the original one
it lowers.
Yeah, so you have to loosen it and retighten it.
So I've got the Beacon low profile on my podcasting and video editing desk, and then I've got the regular Elgato. Well, I guess you could technically call it the version 2 of the low profile for the Elgato arm.
Yeah, you have the one with the handle, right? On the turn handle.
Yeah,
as the key. Yeah. They got rid of it and they updated it, and now you only need one key when you need to like loosen the tension to raise it
Oh,
and
look at
lower
that.
it, not
Look at that. It's
go
staying
side to
still.
side.
Yeah, the
Holy
new
shit.
one, I saw that
It
and I was like,
worked.
oh shit. I might end up fucking spending another fucking $200 on something again. Which I was gonna dive into because I know we've talked about it before. Your Elgato and Corsair product.
Oh, dude,
Stuff, like-
I'm like neck deep in the Elgato like ecosystem. I love the Elgato system.
Oh yeah. I mean, sorry.
Yeah,
I've been trying to convince my wife to let me purchase the Facecam Pro for fucking months now. Just for that extra fucking video quality that can provide.
so I thought about like if I'm getting it now when they came out with the Facecam Mark II, now I'm like kind of stuck. Like, do I spend the $199 for the Pro or do I go and do the $150 for the Mark II? You know what I
Do I
mean?
do the $300 for the Pro or the $150 for the 2? Because some of the functionality of the Pro they brought to the Mark II.
Yeah. So it depends on what you want, but then like I still want a Stream Deck Plus. It's funny. I catch myself like wanting all this stuff and I don't even stream as much, but then you get used to it like in your everyday life. Yeah, dude, I love that thing. It just makes it because now with the Stream Deck Plus, you can connect any mic. Well, obviously, look, you have Elgato this thing and then you have a Rode, right? Like you connect any mic. After that, it doesn't matter now. Now you can use like the beacon that Joe has, the freaking Rode. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter.
I love the beacon. I love it.
The only other mic that I would switch to if I was like to move on from Elgato would be a beacon.
Yeah,
Like,
I've only had one issue with it where the port got loose, but they replaced it quickly. Got it back. I got it back in like maybe 2-3 weeks when I sent it in, and I love the sound. They're constantly and they're on Apple now too, which is nice. Oh, there it is.
If it wasn't for me, John would have never got the beacon because I talked this fucking mic up.
Honestly, I love this thing. People use this to sing into. Like,
yeah,
it's a good condenser mic. Like, it really is at the end of the day.
Honestly, it's $100 cheaper than the fucking Shure SM7B.
Oh yeah,
I got a SM4 now.
Yes, they do.
It's like,
tell me that I'm still a techie without telling you that I'm still a techie. You know, like I still keep up with the industry. What's going on?
My thing is for Beacon, it's the founders of Beacon are the engineers that worked on the Go XLR for
XLR. Yep.
So it's like, they know their audio shit because they were the audio engineers behind that project.
I just found out that because you remember XLR, they kind of like went under or whatever the case might be, and they stopped sending updates. Well, now a German company or some European company bought them, and they just started sending out updates now for the XLR.
Don't you just love it when someone just loves something so much that they buy it? You're just like, we got to keep this going. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait to live that life. And I see like something that's just doing bad and just gets canceled. I'm just like, I'm going to buy it. It's mine. It's so nice.
No, but you know what though? The industry's come so far because you think about like how expensive the XLR when it first came out, like mic, like people were using the Shure mic, and then you talk about the XLR like system itself, and then the cable. Like, dude, that was like if that was high end, and we're talking about like $400, $500, $600, depending on what you got. But now that the market is, I don't want to say saturated, but I guess I guess when you think about it, it's like super saturated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, more competition. That like now everything feels like it's price. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more. You're talking about like entry level, maybe you're talking about $100. Mid, you're talking about 200, 250 or so, and then after that, everything else, anything over that is just expensive. But like, there's just so much more products out there, whatever the case might be. Like, there you go. If you look at Elgato, their products themselves, if you talk about the hardware, they're nothing to scream home about, right? Where they make their money though is the software. The
Yeah,
software is where Elgato
Oh, yeah.
makes its money because
Well-
everything's tied in. Like you talking about all these different software. You got the Wavelink. I got the Camera Hub. I got I'm using Elgato Light, Elgato Face Cam.
I like camera hubs too. So I use a video broadcast, and then like I'll just because I have two cameras that I use actively now. I use the DJI Osmo, and then I
Mhm.
have my Razer Keo, and this thing it's like I like switching it every now and then. I should have been using this one for today though.
I mean, my only issue with Elgato, so not sure how much of the show you've watched here lately, or at least over the last year, but my podcast, like the setup I'm on right now, is Mac based, and Apple early last week on Monday released a new Mac operating system.
Oof.
Elgato still has not updated their software to be compatible with the new Mac operating system. So Wavelink's not working for me. My soundboard's not fucking working for me. None of the shit that I need to properly work is working right now. Because it's all a holding pattern waiting on them to update it.
Yeah,
For
and that's the
Mac.
worst. That it does take them a while sometimes. Like Windows, it feels like they already know and they're already ahead of the game. As soon as a new Windows drops, it's like a few days later, like okay, cool, because there's sometimes where Windows they'll do a Windows update and like things are just acting out, especially the face cam and the Wavelink are probably the two things I've had the most issues with out of everything, depending on the updates or whatnot. And so then I've had to backward. Then I'd even have to reverse update sometimes because just of something or whatever. And those are the worst when you sit there and you're for hours like, what's going on?
Yeah, because I mean, obviously I ran the beta software for the new Mac OS for the last couple months. I knew Elgato stuff wasn't going to fully work properly because I was running the beta. Well, when they released the new one, I wiped all of my Mac stuff, put it to the official release, and it still doesn't work. Like, come on, Elgato, let's hurry up.
Do better.
And
like,
they're one
you're
of
a
the best.
multi-billion-dollar company at this point. Let's just do better.
How are you liking the football season so far?
Man, don't even get me started on the Jokers. No,
Hold on.
I knew. So, regardless of like the Bears were on Hard Knocks this year, I love seeing them on Hard Knocks. It was good to see them, to see inside the organization versus what we get from the reporters or everything like that. I guess for sports fans, you either learn to have tempered expectations, right, or you just go all in. Normally it's either the season's over after game one or like no matter what, we're winning the Super Bowl, like this is our year, whatever the case might be. I'm a little bit more balanced out. So I knew that this is year 3 to me of a 5-year rebuild. We have a rookie quarterback, new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator.
Yep.
Like we weren't going to go and get them to come in here and everything and then be able to like, oh, we're going to be competitors right off the rip. I'm like, man, it doesn't work like that. I don't like when people try to do the Stroud comparison. I was like, let me tell you what Houston did to CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is a good quarterback, but when you bring in an OC that builds a scheme, a playbook around the strength of your quarterback is going to succeed. They didn't come in like, this is what I want to run, this is what you're going to do. No, they went and tailored everything around him, and that's why Stroud took advantage of that and was able to succeed, and he was an exception. A rookie quarterback coming in, playing off, making the playoffs, that is an exception. That is not the rule.
That's
and
being married
I don't know
to a
why
Panthers
people
fan.
can't grasp that.
being married to a Panthers fan, that's one thing like I keep trying to explain to my wife because she's like, we took Bryce Young over Stroud for what? If we took Stroud, we'd be doing good. No, if you had a fucking coaching staff that knew what the fuck they were doing with a rookie quarterback, you would do good. That's where it comes down to. It has nothing to do with.
I do think Carolina though, because they went and gave up all those picks for the number 1 pick, and I'm not mad. We got DJ Moore, first round, you know what I'm saying, last year, first round this year, and then we still have a second round pick from the Panthers next year as well. So
yeah,
like all the picks we've got from Carolina ended up working out to filling the defense and our QBs. So I'm okay.
Honestly, between the Texans and the Bears, Carolina really screwed themselves with the fucking deals.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of teams did. Like you got Carolina with the Bryce Young pick. You got Cleveland still with the Watson payday. You know, Denver, we're playing Russ, and he's not even there. I mean, Pittsburgh paid Russell Wilson $1 million to come play because he's still getting paid all that money from Denver.
Yeah,
$1 million.
I mean,
because he's still getting paid from another team. He's still getting paid from another team.
He's still getting paid out the rest of his contract from his fucking other team.
So he's going to
be nice.
He's going to get paid no matter what, John. He's going to get paid no matter what.
Damn, that's a good life to live, to wake up knowing you're going to get paid.
For me this season, my whole thing is look at the fucking Dak Prescott fucking deal that fucking happened.
I don't know
the day
why
of the opening fucking game. And it's like, why did we even fucking do this?
Yeah.
Because, okay, yeah, Dak signed his fucking new contract. That day we fucking beat the brakes off of our fucking opposing team. And we've done what since?
You guys are 1-2, right?
Yeah.
We're 1-2.
And they've gotten beat bad.
We won the season opener. Last night we were on a comeback, but it was too fucking late by the time we hit that comeback because we were already in the fucking fourth quarter down fucking 20 something to fucking 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it made no fucking sense to do a comeback at that point. So football this I mean
you should have known.
Be a fucking Cowboys fan.
You should have known when that toe started the whole season.
Not wrong.
Oh yeah, that was
not
funny.
wrong.
The fucking toe hurt around the fucking league.
You should have known
Jesus
right
Christ.
then and there.
But yeah.
We're fucking white shoes next time.
And then I've got to ask your opinion here, Ace, on the new fucking kickoff rules, because me and Jay have talked a little bit about it, and I'm still completely on the fucking fence with this bullshit.
I think so. There happens to be more returns or whatever. I do like it to the point where like, hey, just kick it in the zone, you know, whatever the case might be, cool. But the starting position, I think doesn't make sense to me if it's like a touchback or if it doesn't get into the green zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just easier.
Depending on where the ball hits, depends on how far up the field you are when you start.
It just depends. It's easier to just do a touchback.
I will say though, I think as the season progresses, I think we're gonna start seeing more returns though. It's only a matter of time before they realize like where to block and how to block. And for them to go, and we'll start seeing. But I mean,
well, what is this week?
But last year, I think there was only like 8% returns last year or something. Well,
we just had the first return. We just had the first return for a touchdown this last week, I think. Like it was the first one. Like
honestly,
this is the new rule.
Because I had the first hard course, I didn't even stay up and watch any games. So, and I'm kind of glad I didn't after the way the Bears played, anyways. So
are you watching?
Because I have to watch games at 2 a.m. if I'm gonna watch them.
Yeah. Are you watching it through the Armed Forces Network?
So if most games I can watch on AFN, the other ones I bought. So there was a military discount with Sunday Ticket on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
So I'm only paying half, but I'm paying per month or whatever. So I only pay like $50 per month or something
instead of the like $100 a month for Sunday.
Yeah,
Ticket. Yeah,
that's not bad.
And then that's it. So now I have to put it on a VPN, and I can watch on my laptop connected to the TV, and bam, I'm good to go.
I got you.
So I can watch. Yeah, I have to change the VPN depending on. I have to make sure that it's not, it's out of network. So I pick a city that's out of network, and then I can put it on the VPN and then watch Sunday Ticket, no problem. So weird, man.
Just use that VPN and just switch cities to see what games.
Oh yeah.
No, it's so funny too, because like the new iPhone update, I just got it. It has like a whole VPN section now, and I'm looking at, I'm like, how do I use this?
So real quick, John, being the tech person in the fucking group here, it's a VPN section if you pay for a fucking external source for a VPN.
Yeah.
So
Norton, not affiliated.
Hashtag Surfshark, because I've used Surfshark for fucking years.
Nord, not Norton.
No, fuck Norton. Fuck Norton. Fuck fucking McAfee.
I said Norton and I meant Nord.
Yeah, I will have no bad language against my man McAfee, dude. Like that dude went out like a god. That dude went out like a god.
If we're talking Pat McAfee,
Okay.
yes.
I think
But
he's
if we're
actually
talking
still
about
alive.
the fucking antivirus fucking company McAfee, totally different fucking story there, Jay.
I think John.
I love
use
the
IP
picture of him.
banish.
I love the picture of him sitting at a table, like with his whole muff covered in powder and blow, and there's just like 4 hookers like fucking standing around him, dude. Like, and he died like in a Spanish prison. He died in a Spanish like. What a great life! Holy
I don't think
shit.
he's dead.
Holy shit!
I don't think he's dead. I'm just gonna say that.
But I mean, it's one of those things like with any of those games, like Jay, fucking the opening night fucking for the season, he was just ripping. He was going hard because like I gave him my Peacock password so he could watch the fucking game, and he was having so many fucking problems that night.
That's
And
how
then
it works. That's how it happens.
Then he finally got in and he like messages me, "Don't touch a fucking thing." And it's like, motherfucker, I haven't. I've been waiting for you to enter my fucking credentials correctly this entire time. I'm eating wings and drinking a beer at the bar. Like, I am not concerned about password problems right now.
I had a problem similar to that today, literally today, before we started recording. I'm trying to get back into like my Uber app.
Oh shit!
And like
Uber,
it's sending me an email so I can change my password. So I follow from the email. I follow the links. It sends me a 4-digit code to my phone. The next one sends me another 4-digit number to my email, which I'm already in. Which I'm already in my phone, and I'm like, I can't back out and I'm like.
So for the low price of $4.99 a month,
didn't
you can hire Tech Guy Media to be your personal fucking IT person.
Not gonna happen.
To be your he just wants to hold your passwords, Jay.
Not gonna happen.
No, currently Jay holds my fucking passwords, okay?
For reasons.
Yeah. I hate though when I get signed out of apps on my phone and I'm just like,
bro.
So
it's gonna come down like I don't even think I'm logged into that email on this laptop that I'm using right now. So I'm gonna have to find a way back into that email on this laptop, and then have the laptop open while I fuck with the phone app.
I know a guy.
Oh my god, will you stop? Will you stop? Are you done? Are you done?
And he currently has a U.S. Army flag behind him, and he is on the same podcast as you.
You know, as the non-tech person in this entire conversation, and my ears are kind of Freddie, stop, dude. Holy shit.
I was about to say, did your fucking cat just pick up a fucking firearm and pop off around? Jesus
Freddie.
Christ.
It's like that squirrel video game. You seen that squirrel video game with the gun?
Squirrel with the gun?
Yeah.
This cat with a gun just around the
But no, as the non-tech guy, let me just say like how redundant and ridiculous it is to have to do 14 different things just to get back into some shit that like I never turned off in the first place.
So
hey, John,
I get it. So I hate it. Don't get me wrong. I hate it. But at the same time, as much as I complain about it, I would rather go and make sure like it's for me being able to access my account and not worry about it. Because I've got a notification.
But we're talking about Uber. We're talking about Uber. I just need a ride. I just need a ride.
They just need one way to get in. I'm telling you, man.
What I'm saying,
if
dude,
people are going to get into your shit, they just need.
If we're talking about banking apps and apps that are, for major portions of our personal lives and lifestyles, I got you. We're talking about fucking Uber. I just need a goddamn car to get to my goddamn house, so I can
just
get the
need a car.
What happens if somebody's
and
what
bring
if
me to
you
point
paying
B
for other people's
and back
rides
to
and you don't
point A.
know about it?
How would I? How would I know? How would I know? You tell
Do you
me.
check your bank
He's like, I
account?
can't get into
That's
the app, so I
That's how
can't
fucking
tell.
that's how fucking unsecure their bullshit is. How would I know?
Well, see, I'm not sure about y'all, but my wife really fucking hates me because of my obsession with teching everything we fucking own out. So everything, like our entire fucking townhouse is completely fucking securityed up. There's cameras fucking everywhere except our bedroom and the fucking master bathroom. And the guest bathroom. But that's just for obvious reasons. I'm not trying to catch a fucking charge. I'm not trying to pull a P. Diddy here, okay?
How many bottles of baby oil do you have in your house, Squilini?
0.
You
All
better.
right.
Because you used them all already.
It's all fucking lubricant. It's all fucking lubriderm. We only have lubriderm in this house. Or A&D ointment whenever I go get a new tattoo.
I bet that doesn't
But-
feel good when it hits the sock rocket.
But she's so mad because like I put fucking our car, we've got a newer car. It's got the whole Apple CarPlay, Android Auto fucking bullshit in it. But I installed a fucking dash cam and a fucking rear view cam because she drives like a fucking bat out of hell. And when I say she drives like a bat out of hell, I mean if the speed limit is 50, she is at least going fucking 80. And I'm constantly getting her on her ass about it. So I put fucking dash cams and shit in the fucking car that are paired through the hotspot in the car to my fucking phone. So at any point I can pull up footage from these fucking cameras, whether the car's 5 feet in front of me or 150 miles away. She just fucking hates it. Because she's like, you're checking in on me. Well, no shit, because in the last year you've gotten fucking 7 tickets for speeding.
And then you wonder why you're bringing your kids to school on an electric scooter.
Yep. I saw that, John. I saw that.
Like eventually,
that.
Eventually the courts are going to be like, no, go
Shit
fuck
was so
yourself. I'm
funny.
taking your license. Like you can only get so many speeding tickets.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
This is
Dude,
true.
dash cans are amazing. I had one installed in my Malibu when I got to Korea. You kind of have to here because it's your fault. It's always the foreigner's fault. So it's the truth.
No, I will back Ace up on that. It 100% in Korea, Japan, any of those countries, even Germany, it's always the American's fault. It's never the native person's fault.
It's never like that in America. Interesting.
I mean, it's always American fault in America, anyways.
America always did it
So we
anyway,
got I had a black box installed in the car or whatever the case may be.
Oh, no
so.
shit.
Yeah, so I have a front camera, a rear camera. I even have it to, if I need to, I can download the videos via Wi-Fi from the phone because it has its own little Wi-Fi, but you know it's within a couple
That's
feet,
awesome.
so I could download. So I don't have to take out the card, the SD card. Yep.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really convenient.
Yeah.
Safe
In Korea,
for
they're
you.
all over the place, so they're super cheap. There was one already in the Korean hoopty I bought. So like I bought a 08 Kia Sportage. And like it's a straight up Korean hoopty. Korean hoopties, by the way, I wish the US had for the prices of hoopties that Korea has, and it would be a better place. Because now you're spending like 10 grand for a used car that's like a piece of shit. You can't even buy a car anymore. It's like less than $1,000 and think you're getting your money worth anymore. Here, I bought my car for $1,400 and like I could probably drive this into the ground and still sell it for $1,400.
No shit.
Yeah,
Well, that's really good, man.
that's why I like Germany too. Germany's the same way. When you get hoopties, you're like getting your money's worth for hoopties, man.
Oh yeah.
I've been looking into getting myself a retro hoopty soon, a good old box Volkswagen or something. You know, like a good old Volt 19. Actually,
I thought you were about to say like a 98 Honda Civic, you know?
Oh no, that's too New Jersey of me. I could never.
Seeing as we're talking cars real quick, I gotta ask, what was your first car, Ace?
My first car was it's 03. I think it was a 1990 Ford Sierra. It was a German car, stick shift.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't learn how to drive stick until I was in Germany. So I'm over here driving like, yeah. And then I stalled out like 5 times on like this 1% grade hill.
Yeah.
And I had all these German cars behind me. And they're beeping, they're honking, going around me. But after that, I had never issues with like driving again after that. There's only other one time that I stalled out. And I don't know what happened, but it was winter. I was on the base in either Overstein and cobblestone roads, and it was winter. So you know cobblestone, once they ice over it, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
And so I stalled and the car was just going. And so I hit the fence to the entry of the motor pool. And I picked up all the pieces real quick from the bumper. I put in the car, went to the small little shopette. And then Monday morning, we're at formation. You see the sergeant major walking around with the NCO staff or whatever. He's like, "Who the hell hit my fence? What the hell happened?" And I'm just there doing PMCS on the Humvee, like.
You know what? I probably should not even tell this story, but you just remind me of a time when I was coming out of remedial PT. And I backed up into someone's car and I left.
God damn it, John. God damn it, John. Just fled the scene. Just fled the scene.
I looked back. I looked around because I had a Chevy orange. I had an orange Chevy Cobalt. And I looked back and I see why this is so illegal of me. I can't believe I'm telling this story. Like,
pretty sure statute of limitations.
As long as you don't say a year, you're fine.
That true.
What year did this happen, John?
I don't even remember, but I remember turning around and looking in the rear view mirror and seeing large orange scrapes on a black car, and I was like, "Yep."
I just want to inform everybody that watches this episode: nothing said or performed during the DD214 Network Presents podcast is any legal advice in any way, shape, or form. All right, we can continue now.
Just flee the scene. Just flee the scene every time.
Listen,
no, don't fucking
made
do
a
that.
lot of bad decisions. All right.
Okay. Unfortunately, the ex-law enforcement in me can say, "Do not listen to Jay on this one." We are not fucking fleeing the scene.
Hey, John got away with it.
I did. I never got caught
let
neither.
Master Sergeant catch your ass doing some bullshit like that.
I know,
Might
man.
be a different conversation.
Nah, the Master Sergeant caught me when my fucking flat tire when I drove over the curb once.
Unfortunately, in this case, we're cool with the Master Sergeant. So
no, but yeah, we're coming towards the end here. Ace, we could not be more happy to have you. But do you guys have anything else that you want to bring up before we get to the closing?
So one last thing, because I did ask, I asked Ace first car. What was y'all's first vehicles? Just because I want comparisons here.
Chevy Cobalt.
Jack?
1989 Oldsmobile Calais.
Oh.
I straight up expected Jay to say some kind of pickup. I'm not gonna.
I've never owned a pickup in my life.
Jay will straight up tell you if you expect a pickup, it should have been me instead of fucking him. But you want to know what my first fucking vehicle was?
What was it?
1988 Chevrolet Astrovan.
Nice.
Dude, I wanted an Astrovan so bad and converted it. I wanted to.
That is so cool.
Pick that bitch up for $500 off of a fucking $500, and I painted the neighbor's bathroom to get that fucking car.
Did it have like the original like wave seating pattern on it?
It did. I removed because it had the auto like back bench that went down to the bed.
Yeah,
I removed that, bolted a futon down back there, just because the upholstery was crap. And then I found the equipment to mount a CRT TV in there, and I put a 20. It was like a 22-inch CRT TV and my Nintendo 64 in the back of that bitch, and I drove it to fucking high school every day. And on my lunch breaks, I would go play. Me and the guys from fucking computer club. Go fuck yourself, Jay, before you start making your jokes.
I was about to make the joke.
Me and the guys from computer club would go fucking hang out and play fucking Super Smash Bros. And Mario Kart.
That's cool.
And GoldenEye 007 in the back of my fucking minivan.
That's cool as fuck. That is like, And don't feel bad, Joe. Like I was in fucking Shakespeare Club one year, so like don't like if I ever call you a nerd, dude, like
You in fucking Shakespeare Club? That is like the
Yeah,
furthest thing from.
you don't remember him talking about his thespian era?
No, that must have been before I came on the fucking before I
we've
became
talked
a
about
host.
it. Yeah, we've talked about it like semi recently, like within the last 6 months, probably.
You know, that should be a segment right there. Jay doing sounding Shakespearean, like giving his
I
little
agree.
takes or whatever.
Yeah, we totally need to. Okay, next Sunday, everybody.
Drunk Shakespeare with
When
Jay.
you tune in this upcoming Sunday for DD214 Network Podcast, Jay does Hamlet.
Be like, come here, what is this fuckery? I go de-smite you.
My turn.
Oh, for a muse of fire.
Oh shit.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
So
yeah. All right. Fucking A.
Oh, he said so. I thought he was gonna say another sentence after that.
Do you have to work today? Are you working today?
Yeah. So it's 6:40 for me. I'm good. This is my
PT's about to
so
start
today's
soon.
There's no PT, man.
he's in fucking
because
Korea.
I'm in the
What is
podcast,
this
and then
PT
I have the
He's a
first
master
rank commander
sergeant.
course
He's
from
a
like
master
09
sergeant.
to 1700. So
He does his own.
Damn.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and break this down for you, John, because I don't think you really saw this deep into.
So real quick before you start,
After
when I do PT like at 4:30, so I can work out in civilian clothes instead of being in PT uniforms at the gym. Because if you can't be in the gym after 6, so in civilians.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was actually about to go down that road. So
So
thought process was there.
Actually, because I was in the DFAC all the time. There's just some things I didn't get to see. We didn't even do 24-hour duty.
I was gonna say, because here's the thing. When you were in and you never really saw those upper echelons of rank.
Yeah.
Because when I got out, I was just, I was an E7. So I was one rank before.
They were coming to see me.
Same with you, right, Jay? You were an E7 when you got out.
E6.
Oh, you were E6.
I would have picked up on the trail.
You were E7 promotable, weren't you?
No, not quite. But I came down on drill orders, and I put it this way: I signed a deck statement. And when the OML came out a year later, the next year after I signed a deck statement, I was still in the 50th percentile. After I signed a deck statement. So had I stayed in, I would have been higher that year. I would have gone to drill school, and I would have gone to wherever I became a drill sergeant. The year after that, I probably would have picked up. It's almost functionally almost guaranteed. Not quite, but almost guaranteed. So like fiscal year 22, or guaranteed by fiscal year 23, I would have picked up. Guaranteed. Like it was coming. It was like I was just at that point in my career, and in the infantry, in that specific MOS, like it comes. If you're competent and you don't fuck around, you don't get in trouble.
Competent keyword.
Competence goes a long way, right? Like it's in the fucking goddamn creed, like the NCO creed. Like competence is my watchword. Like that's fucking. Yeah. I would have picked up 7, and I would be a 7 right now. And I'd be looking at I'd be just like Krazy right now. I'd be looking at
around 20.
I'd be looking at right around 20, and it would depend on if I picked up whether or not I went past 20.
Jesus Christ.
I'd be exactly in the position that Krazy was in.
The only thing that pissed me off, the only reason why it took me so long to promote is just I just didn't have a degree. I was adamant that my record spoke for myself.
Part of it.
And once I got it, I got pinned the next year. So like
that's kind of where I was going to get to was, it
ain't just the officers that need fucking college now.
I joined. Yeah, exactly. I joined in 09, but when I signed the fucking dotted line, or no, it was 07. When I signed the dotted line in 07, I already had an associate's degree because in my state, we started doing this early college program. So you got your high school diploma and your associate's degree at the same time in tandem.
That's cool.
And this was back when if you had an associate's degree, you went in automatically as an E4. You didn't, have to start at fucking E1, E2, E3, E4.
Which makes sense. Like that.
And then by the time once I finished MP school, I got deployed as an E4 for my first deployment, got field grade promoted to E5, came back, did the fucking courses I needed to. Within my first 3 years, I was already an E6.
Right.
And then when I got
Fast
injured,
tracking over here.
huh?
Yeah.
It's a fast tracker.
Iraq, the Iraq fast track right there, dude. Like,
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. It was the fucking Iraq fast track.
Mm.
But by the
In the
time
flesh.
when I got hurt and got medically separated, I was an E7, promotable to fucking E8. But the initial thing was I had just finished my master's degree and my unit got activated to go fucking back overseas. It would have been my 4th fucking deployment. I was going to go do that fucking deployment. And then I was already packet, paperwork, everything was in for fucking OCS for once we came back.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, I deploy as an E7 or I turned down this fucking deployment because I was promotable to an E8 and there was a billet available for me as a master sergeant at another post with a non-deployable unit. And then, but if I took the master sergeant billet,
That's 3 more years.
I would have been stuck not being able to go to OCS for 2 to 3 more years.
Correct.
Yep.
So I chose to deploy with my fucking current unit as an E7 so I could come back after I think it was like an 11.5 month is what we were slated for.
Yeah, just say a year.
Yeah, a year fucking
Yeah.
deployment. I was slated for a year deployment. And then I would have came back, gone to OCS and got in a butter bar. So, you know, for the fact of at that point, I was right at the 7-year mark. I would have been 8 years when we got back from that deployment. I'd have gone in as a butter bar making max pay as a fucking 01.
Bro, yeah. OE pay ain't no joke.
That's that good pay right there.
Yeah. If I had to do it over
01
again,
is
I would have I would have put in a warrant packet when I was a staff sergeant. If I had to do it all over.
I had a kid.
really-
one of my soldiers became an Apache pilot. From the infantry, and
I was
like that. Like he looks like he's doing just fine right now.
I was
He looks
so
like he's doing
torn.
just fine right now.
I was so fucking torn because I could have gone 01E or I could have gone warrant. If I went 01E, obviously going through OCS. If I'd gone warrant, going through warrant officer fucking school. But
Going through walks, yeah.
I was so torn because I could have gone warrant and switched from MP over to CID. And I really didn't want to be one of the fucking CID cucks that I fucking hated.
I don't think anybody blames you.
And that's okay. And that's okay.
Granted, my favorite movie, The General's Daughter with fucking John Travolta. Again, I'm an MP. That movie is, you know, John Travolta's character is a fucking warrant officer.
It's when his hair.
He's CID.
That was when his hair was still real.
Yeah. Granted.
Hey, lay off the hair, man. Lay off the hair, right? It's a sensitive subject.
Hold on, Ace. I'm gonna have to send you on Discord at some point a picture of me from when I was in.
Oh,
because
Jesus.
Until me and my wife met, I just straight shaved the fuck out of my head. This is all because she's like, you can still grow hair. Why do you fucking shave it?
No, it's not growing hair for me, man.
For me, it's like-
Damn.
For me,
I got nice
like,
thinning
this
right
is saving
here.
me- Yeah. For me, I just shaved my head bald because it was saving me fucking $60 a month for fucking haircuts.
$60. I've been getting
actually, yes,
20
John.
years.
John, if
No shit.
if I get my hair cut twice a month, like I would like to, it's $40 a time.
See, that's why I married a hairdresser.
So real
There you
quick,
go.
I also have the issue of out of the entire 4 of us currently talking right now, I have a full fucking beard. And you have both. Any viewer of the podcast has seen when I've tried to trim my own fucking beard. And it usually turns into me just having a fucking mustache and looking like a fucking chomo. So
Excuse me.
so my wife made me.
Excuse me.
Well, she was still my fiance at the time. She made me throw away my beard clippers because she does not trust me with fucking clippers around my beard. Because then she's like, I can't even fucking look at you. Right.
So you're just not shaving anymore. It's just growing.
So now it's twice a month. I go get my fucking sides taken up and I do a beard trim. And it's around about after tip, because again, service workers, they rely on tips. After tip, I spend about $50 twice a month to go get my hair and my beard cut.
Hey, real talk, like all the stuff when I was younger, I used to make fun of people. Like, oh, why are you doing it like this? Or why are you getting, dude, if you go to a nice barber and you get like the full service, like the scalp care, the massage, the hair, bro, I'm all in now. I'm all like, shoot, I'll gladly spend $40-$50 if it means like I come out feeling good.
So where I live at, all of the like barber shops in the area are predominantly African-American owned.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the only place I go. I won't go to a white person barber shop because they fuck my hair up every damn time.
I feel the same.
And
I don't know.
my guy, he fucking, I walk in, he's like, hey, and the barber shop I go to, they just got their fucking beer license. So now I go get a fucking haircut and a beard trim, and I get fucking 2 beers in the process. So I'm drinking while getting my fucking haircut.
That's a thing. That is totally a thing. They have that out here in Missouri too.
Yeah, it's like, fucking nice. Totally
well, that'd be nice for me if I drank beer.
But yeah, this guy, he fucking knows what he's doing, and it's one of those things. Like I go in, I get the fucking nice hot towel on the fucking beard, and then they use the fucking straight razor.
Was it 1932 over there?
Everything fucking up. Like, yeah,
it's John.
Hey, bro, it just feels different. I'm telling you,
it's a whole
one time, I know, just say like, look, baby, I'm not cheating on you. The guy just says I have to experience this, okay? Right? Go in to a barber, to like a legit this thing where you can get like the whole shebang, the whole package or whatever.
I'll talk to Frenchie.
And I'm telling you, it is just different. So when I go to the Philippines, dude, they do it like I went in for a haircut and I ended up spending like 40 minutes in there, and it was, dude, I knocked out on the chair with they were doing the whole scalp care, the facial care, everything after the haircut or whatever.
The chopping hands.
No, man, dude, I had the hot towel, I had some other stuff, I had some oil stuff. Yeah. Dude, I was out.
It's crazy. We didn't get
like
damn, I wish you got that
forever.
No, John, I guarantee you there's a fucking place around you right now where
especially
you live,
in Jersey,
where you're getting that. I will talk to Frenchie for you to convince her to let you fucking go do that. Because you have not experienced the 2020 fucking haircut fucking barbershop scene until you've fucking gone and done that shit.
I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot.
And you're talking to a guy that's wearing 2 fucking rings right now, okay?
I mean, like, look, I really don't do haircuts much anymore.
No.
Dude,
but
you can do a trim.
John,
cleaned up.
I used to have long hair. I used to have long hair. You have to get it trimmed, otherwise you're going to get split ends and you're going to fuck up. You'll fuck up the growth process if you leave them dead.
Like, here's the thing.
But you gotta get it trimmed.
So my hair, I just had a high 0. So I typically do a high 0 fade. So usually it's a 0 to about here. Look at how fucking long the fucking sides and the backs are on me right now. This is why I go every 2 fucking weeks to get fucking this shit done.
Mine does the same shit. Like, I can't, if I go longer than 2 weeks, it's noticeable. Like this is longer than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Very noticeable.
I hate all of y'all right now. Okay.
I was just about to say, we've been talking about hair for like nearly 15 minutes.
Like
now.
15 minutes, and we got a bald guy on the podcast. So
this is crazy.
The wife wants me to do I'm not sure if y'all have ever watched Supernatural, but fucking
heck no.
Jared Padalecki, he has fucking, the long, nice fucking natural fucking white guy locks. She's like, why don't you just grow your fucking hair out and do that? It's like, First off, if my hair gets much longer than this, I have what's called the white guy fro. Like this shit just poofs up because of the Italian. Like we don't have fucking naturally. Like I
have straight hair. I have straight hair like John's. Like,
yeah, I don't have that. My shit just fucking balloons.
Try it.
Which is also why I went with the. Which is also why I went with the fucking Ace haircut for so fucking long, because
it's easier.
It was easier.
This is just
it was more manageable.
Accepting what's which is there. Like, dude, my hairline, like my initial hairline is like right here. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so, not like you had any control over that, right?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. It's just easier though. I mean, I'm not mad at the end of the day. I think I used to be. I held on to my hair and trying to get fades like as long as I could. And then what was it? I was on recruiting duty. I think 2016 or 2015, one of those 2 years. I finally caved. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna just do bald all the time now. It's just
Stone Cold Steve Austin that shit.
Yeah. So, but it works though. I like the cleaner look, anyways.
Hey, people say bald is beautiful, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people love it.
I try to cut my hair at
my
the
wife.
house,
then there's a whole bunch of fucking slew of issues with that. So,
but yeah. So Ace, thank you so much for coming. Do you have any non-hair contact that you would like to bring up? Where can we find you? Any final thoughts?
So I would say first off, I appreciate you guys letting me be the honor of of being on the show, being the first guest for the recording, whatever the case might be. It's always a pleasure being on with you guys. You know what I mean? Especially whether it be chatting on Discord, chatting whenever I do get to catch up, because now that's like 11 normally for me, East Coast. So yeah, about like midnight for me.
It's rare. We see you pop in. We see you pop very rarely now.
Yeah, I mean it's 6 p.m. East Coast right now. So
it's almost 7. But honestly, just appreciate you guys. If you do want to find any previous content, right? Since I'm not live as much, I'm on platforms. It's just Krazy Ace TV, as on the screen right here. I would say if there's if I had to leave with anything, I would say just check on your battle, check on your buddy. Even you never know how far a text or a phone call can go. That story for another day, but I actually had some random high school guy call me. I didn't pick up on Facebook, and it's like, hey, it was nice knowing you. You can't text me something like that. I can't live that in my conscience and then knowing that something happened, But yeah, so I went and called him back, talked to him for a little bit, and it is what it is at that point. But just you never know. So just especially with was it September is suicide prevention month, suicide awareness month. So
it is.
But yeah, but that's pretty much about it. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much.
So I know this is our new series that we're going to start doing, and with mentioning it's suicide prevention month, is there anything else you'd like to say there, Ace, on that? Because watching our shows, we always do our final thought.
Oh, I mean, look, there's plenty of resources out there. 988 National Crisis Suicide Lifeline. There's help. Counselors available 24/7. You have so many other organizations. No Shave November that's out there. Or November. Oh, wait, yeah. Was it
No Shave November? We're coming up on
November, but I think it's called there's actual organization. There's yourrad.org, which is organization that goes and pays for counseling if you can't afford it. It's a nonprofit. So there's plenty of resources out there. I'm pretty sure if you guys are watching, reach out to any of these guys here if you're in the community. If not, you can Google anything local. There is help out there. It is okay to not be okay. And it is okay to ask for help.
That it is.
And that's my final thought.
Well, fuck yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much. Ace, again, we appreciate you. Joe, Jay, as always.
Jon,
always killing the game. Oh, I like sitting here.
You're doing just fine, Jon. You're doing just fine.
I like being the fly on the wall. But sayonara, everybody.
Thanks everybody for tuning into our first Network Presents episode. We definitely look forward to doing more of these going forward.
Oh yeah,
If
this was fun.
Do we have a link people can go to if they want to be a guest on our DD214 Network Presents?
Actually, I will put up something. If you're part of our Discord, I will put up the guest form link in our Discord, or should I put it in the Facebook?
How about Discord, Facebook, and also throw it as the pinned comment for when this video goes live.
Yeah, because it'll be premiered. So it'll be right there in the comment, right over here.
Yeah, put it in the
link
description. If you want to come on the show, definitely let us know. You can reach out to John or
we'd
myself.
love to talk to you.
I would say Jay, but Jay, he's very closed off from the whole social media reach out to him aspect. Reach out to myself.
I'll give you my phone number. If you're in crisis, I'll give you my phone number.
If you're in crisis, reach out to myself, John, Jay, via whatever method.
Yeah, even if you've been dishonorably discharged, we'd still love to talk to you. Of
course.
There's always.
I'd love to know exactly what caused that.
Sometimes they're fucking good stories, dude.
Oh, bro, everyone's got their own story, man.
Yeah,
there's some good fucking stories out there.
But goodbye, everybody. Adios. Sayonara.
It's good to talk to y'all. Y'all have a good one.